Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle without results? Today, I'm going to reveal something that could completely change your perspective. Your physical environment might be blocking your prosperity. It's a detail that many overlook, but the energy of your home has a direct impact on your ability to attract financial abundance. What I'm about to share today will not only surprise you, but could radically transform your relationship with money. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 4 elements you need to eliminate from your home if you want the energy of money to flow to you like never before. And the most surprising thing is that you probably don't even realize the effect they're having on your financial life. If you find this content useful, subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment would be of great help. Let's get started. 1. Broken or damaged items. When you hold on to something that no longer works, even if it seems harmless or insignificant, you're actually holding on to energy that represents limitation, stagnation, and complacency. It could be a broken chair, a clock that no longer tells time, or an electronic device that hasn't been used in years. Every time you come across these objects, even if you don't consciously perceive it, your mind and spirit are registering a message. This is what I accept in my life. This is enough for me. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when you cling to what is broken, incomplete, or no longer serves a purpose, you're telling that infinite field of possibilities around you that you're willing to live with the unfinished, with what doesn't fully satisfy you. In essence, you're declaring that you don't deserve more, that you don't need more. Now, imagine the power of the simple act of getting rid of what no longer has a place in your life. It's not just a physical act, it's a profound symbolic act. By releasing these objects, you're breaking an energetic bond with the past, with mediocrity, with scarcity. You're sending a clear and strong message to the universe. I am ready for the new. Every time you choose to let go of something broken, something that doesn't work, you're rewriting the script of your life. You're saying, I am prepared to receive what truly elevates me. This small gesture creates a void, a space that the universe, with its infinite abundance, will fill. But that space can only be filled when you've decided that you deserve something better. Getting rid of what's broken, incomplete, is a declaration of worthiness. It's recognizing that your life is not meant to be lived halfway. That every part of your existence, from the smallest things like a lamp that no longer lights up, to the bigger aspects of your life, deserves to be full, functional, and filled with purpose. This act also has a profound effect on your subconscious mind. When you surround yourself with things that work, that are in good condition, that satisfy you, your mind begins to adjust its perception of what is possible for you. You start to believe, on a deep level, that you deserve everything in your life to work, for everything to flow, for everything to be complete. Prosperity is not just money in your bank account. It's a constant flow of well-being in all areas of your life. When you get rid of what doesn't serve you, you open the doors for abundance to enter, not only in the form of material objects, but in opportunities, relationships, and experiences that nurture and elevate you. The universe is like a fertile garden, but if you keep your land full of weeds and broken objects, there is no space for new plants to flourish. By clearing that land, by freeing yourself from what no longer holds value, you allow the seeds of abundance to germinate. You're saying, I am ready for the prosperous, the complete, the full. And the universe responds accordingly, bringing you what you truly deserve. So, the next time you see a broken object or something that no longer works in your home, stop and ask yourself, am I willing to keep sending that message to the universe? Am I ready for more? Because by letting go of what no longer works, you take the first step toward a richer and more abundant life in every sense. 2. Old or unnecessary papers. The old documents and papers you accumulate are more than just simple objects. Each sheet, each letter, each old receipt represents a story, a memory, or a concern that was once important. But by keeping these papers in your space, you continue to cling to those old stories, to moments that have already served their purpose. And although they may seem harmless, their weight is not just physical but mental. Every time you see those piles of papers, your mind activates, recalling all those past responsibilities, those tasks that no longer have relevance, or even those moments of worry or stress that should no longer affect you. It's as if each sheet is an anchor keeping your mind trapped in the past, making it difficult for you to focus on the present and on what truly matters now. By leaving those documents in your environment, you are holding a part of yourself in an old version of your life. It might be a bill already paid, a finished project, or a letter that was once important, but now its value is purely symbolic. And while these papers no longer bring you anything new, they still take up space, a place in your environment, and more importantly, in your mind. When you decide to release those papers, you are doing something much deeper than just cleaning. You're telling your mind, I no longer need to carry these old stories. I am ready to release the past and open myself to new possibilities. The space you free up is not just in your drawers or shelves. It is mental space. It's a space for your ideas to flow without obstacles, for creativity and clarity to find their place. It's impressive how physical accumulation affects our minds without us noticing it immediately. Keeping old documents is like holding on to recurring thoughts from the past, those that no longer have relevance but continue to take up space, distracting you from what is important today. By clearing your space of these objects, your mind also gets liberated. It's as if suddenly you can breathe more deeply, think more clearly, and focus better on what you truly desire. Old papers are static memories, while your life is dynamic, always in motion. When you clean your space of these documents, you are performing an act of renewal, setting aside what no longer holds value in your present life and creating space for the new. You are sending a clear message to your inner self. I am ready to move forward, to new stories, to new opportunities. This act also has a profound impact on your focus. When your environment is filled with papers and old objects, your mind tends to scatter, jumping between thoughts of the past and the present. But by cleaning that space, by releasing those burdens, your mind aligns, clarifies, and allows you to concentrate on the present. You feel lighter, more focused, and much more open to new ideas. It's as if each paper you eliminate is a weight lifted from your shoulders. By getting rid of those documents, you are clearing the way for new ideas, new solutions, and new opportunities to flow to you. And not only that, you are telling yourself that you trust the present, that you no longer need to cling to those details of the past because what truly matters is yet to come. So, the next time you look at those accumulated documents, ask yourself, do I really need to keep carrying this? And when you decide to let them go, you will notice how not only your physical space lightens, but also your mind. Ideas will flow more clearly, thoughts will organize themselves, and you will feel more present, more at peace. Clearing your environment is clearing your mind. By doing so, you open the way to a richer, clearer life that is more aligned with your true desires. 3. Objects that bring negative memories. Some objects you keep in your house are not just physical things. They are imbued with deep and sometimes heavy emotions. Every time you see them, without consciously noticing, something within you shrinks, as if your heart recalls a wound that has not yet fully healed. These objects may seem harmless, a photo, a letter, a gift from someone who is no longer in your life, but what they really represent are the emotions you have associated with them. And those emotions, if not released, can limit your ability to feel joy, peace, and abundance. Perhaps you have become accustomed to seeing those objects daily, to the point that they have become part of the landscape of your home. But the emotional effect they have on you remains, even if you ignore it. It's like carrying a stone in your pocket all the time. At first, it doesn't seem bothersome, but over the days, weeks, and years, that burden weighs more than you imagine. When you keep objects in your environment that connect you to moments of sadness, loss, or anguish, you are keeping those emotions alive in your present life. Even if you are no longer actively thinking about those experiences, the objects remain silent reminders, emotionally tying you to those moments. They make you relive those heavy emotions over and over again, preventing your heart from being completely free to receive new experiences, new joys, and new opportunities. Letting go of these objects is not just an act of material detachment. It is a profound act of healing. It is recognizing that you no longer need to carry those emotions, that you deserve to live in a space free from emotional burdens that drain you. By releasing, you give your heart the space it needs to heal and to open up to the new, the prosperous, and what truly brings you joy. Sometimes we think that getting rid of an object means getting rid of a memory or an important part of our lives. But in reality, by letting go of these objects, we are not losing anything valuable. What we are doing is freeing our hearts from unnecessary emotional burdens. The memory, the experience, the lesson, all of that remains within us. We do not need the physical objects to keep those moments alive. What we do need is space, both physical and emotional, for the new to enter. Every time you decide to release an object laden with heavy emotions, you give your heart a breath. It's as if you are removing a shell that you have been carrying for a long time. And in doing so, you create space for joy to flow, for light and love-filled emotions to take place in your life. Think of those objects that give you a knot in your stomach every time you see them, or those that remind you of someone or something that is no longer part of your life. Ask yourself, why am I still keeping this? What emotion is anchoring me to this object? If you feel that what that object brings you is more pain than peace, then it's time to let it go. By doing so, you not only free your physical space but also your heart. And when you dare to release, something magical happens. It's as if by freeing those trapped emotions, you are telling the universe that you are ready to receive what you truly deserve: joy, abundance, and love. You are sending a clear message that you no longer wish to cling to what was, but to open yourself to what can be. Remember that what you keep in your home reflects what you hold in your heart. If there are objects that make you shrink inside, then there are also emotions that need to be released. Do not underestimate the power of letting go. Sometimes, you only need to release one thing for everything to begin to flow differently. When you let go of the emotional weight that those objects carry, your life fills with a lightness, a clarity, and an openness that allows you to receive all the good that the universe has for you. Your heart deserves to be free, light, and ready to receive new experiences that fill you with joy and peace. So look around you, identify those objects that make you feel heavy, and ask yourself if you really need to keep holding on to them. When you decide to let them go, you will see how not only your space but also your heart will fill with the abundance and happiness that have always been waiting for you. 4. Gifts you never liked. Those gifts you keep, even though you never wanted them, carry an energy that is foreign to you. You may hold on to them out of courtesy, obligation, or simply the fear of hurting the feelings of the person who gave them to you. But in reality, those objects do not resonate with your essence, with your true self. Every object that enters your life brings with it an energetic load. When something is given with love and you accept it with gratitude, that object becomes part of your environment in a natural and fluid way. However, when you receive something you never liked or that simply has no place in your life, that energy becomes heavy, misaligned, as if it doesn't fit in the space you inhabit or in the person you are. By keeping these gifts out of obligation, you are allowing that external energy, foreign to you, to remain in your space. And this affects not only the physical order but also the emotional one. It is a constant reminder that you are carrying something you didn't choose, something that does not bring you happiness or have a clear purpose in your life. Every time you see those objects, even if you don't consciously notice it, a part of you disconnects from what you truly desire. Getting rid of these gifts is an act of deep alignment with your being. It's not about rejecting the person who gave them to you or being ungrateful. It's about recognizing that you do not need to hold on to something that is not in harmony with you simply out of obligation. When you release what does not essentially belong to you, you create space for what you truly desire. It's like telling the universe, I am ready to receive what is aligned with me, with my happiness, with my purpose. Those gifts, although materially present, act as small energetic blockages. You may have them stored in a drawer or displayed on a shelf, but in both cases, their presence prevents the things you truly want from flowing. They are reminders of choices you didn't make, of desires you didn't fulfill. And by freeing yourself from them, you not only clear your physical space but also your emotional and mental space, opening the door for what you truly want and need to enter. When you decide to let go of these objects, you are reclaiming your personal power. You are saying, I choose what enters my life. I choose what has a place in my space and in my heart. This act connects you more deeply with your true desires, with what truly resonates with you. And by creating a space that is more aligned with your essence, you open yourself up to receiving what you have always desired, but perhaps could not come because the space was occupied by what did not belong to you. You don't need to feel guilty for letting go of those gifts. You can be grateful for what they represent, the gesture behind them, and then allow yourself to release them. Gratitude does not reside in keeping the object, but in recognizing the intention and letting go of what is no longer necessary. And by doing so, you free yourself from a burden that may have been weighing on you for a long time. Remember that your environment reflects your internal state. If your space is filled with things you haven't consciously chosen, you are sending a contradictory message to the universe. But when you surround yourself with what truly inspires you and resonates with you, your energy aligns with your desires, and the things you truly long for begin to manifest. So, if there are gifts in your life that do not represent you, that do not make you feel more fulfilled, or that simply have no place in your heart, it's time to let them go. By doing so, you will see how gradually your environment becomes a clearer reflection of who you truly are and what you are willing to receive. Free yourself from foreign energy and open up space for what truly belongs to you, what you desire, and what makes you feel alive. Perhaps now you feel a certain discomfort, a resistance. That's normal. But I want you to remember something. Abundance comes when there is space for it. And clearing your environment is the first step toward that abundance. Remember, wealth is all around you, waiting to enter. Make space, cleanse yourself of the unnecessary, and it will come. Thank you for joining me today on this journey. True wealth is already within you. It just waits to be released.